It's going to be a little bit different for me because the first time I ever discovered Heart of a Coward was actually when they all played at Slam Dunk Festival in Leeds.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So obviously, I know you guys have changed quite a bit over that time. Um,
Yeah.
but have you kind of been along with the band in that previous time, or is it something
Yeah.
you've kind of
Yeah. No, I mean,
come into?
I've known the guys for quite a long time now, actually, just through my previous band and kind of the music scene and stuff like that. And I've obviously been a fan of Heart of a Coward pretty much since they started. So yeah, I mean, I've kind of obviously followed their uh, their kind of career, if that's the right way to put it. I think, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so. Yeah, yeah, kind of follow
Okay.
with their achievements and stuff like that. Yeah, so I definitely came from kind of the fan side of stuff.
That's a pretty cool way to come into a band.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
in that case,
it's pretty weird.
so in that case, then obviously I've seen them starting out in 2015 in that kind of
Yeah,
era.
yeah.
For you personally, is there anything you would say to your 2015 self compared to now, obviously being with the band? Is there any advice you would give yourself now?
Um, I don't know. That's a tough question. Yeah, I don't know. I guess 2015 can't. I don't know. I'd be like, just keep doing what you're doing, believe in yourself,
Yeah.
and yeah, just keep developing. That's the key. I'd say that to anybody. I think looking at their past self, yeah,
Hmm.
growth is key. Keep pushing, keep progressing.
Good to hear. And
Yeah,
to obviously well, from what I've heard in Collapse and Drowning Ruin, the two singles you guys have put out already,
yeah.
which I absolutely love, by the way. They're amazing. The music video is
Thanks, man.
incredible, by the way, as well,
Oh,
for
cool.
Drowning Ruin. I absolutely love that.
Thanks.
I wanted to ask, obviously, for me personally, I don't know if you agree. I feel like your vocal style is quite different from I think it was Jamie's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So how did you guys like have a discussion about that? Was it we're gonna let you kind of be you, or was it more
Um,
of we want to try and be more like we have been all the way through? Or
no, I think there's certain like aspects of the old sound that the guys kind of wanted to move away from or progress from, and
okay,
I think that was something that their kind of decision to pick me, I guess, kind of felt like where it went. But I think the the thing, I mean, the vocal style is, yeah, it's a bit, it's slightly different, but ultimately, like, um, it still hits hard when we're playing live. Like we
yeah,
can, we're still, it's just a progression of the band,
okay,
and yeah, I think the decision to kind of pick me was based on the fact that the band wanted to kind of progress away from a sound that they've kind of done for three albums to an extent, and it was just
yeah,
about a progression and a change while still kind of honoring the core sound, the brutal, heavy sound of Heart of a Cow, but just trying to
yeah.
push it to a different aspect. Because ultimately, we're still going to play those songs live,
Hmm.
So like, it's not like those songs are going to never be played again. So like, it's just about progressing the writing process and the new sound, really.
Do you feel like you're gonna put more of your own kind of like signature onto the old songs as well as obviously
Yeah,
having your own new stuff out there? Then
yeah, totally. Like, I mean, to be honest, like we just finished this last European tour, and
yeah.
I've only done we counted it. I've only done like 13 shows with the guys,
Wow.
which is mad. It's mad when you think about it. Like, that's hardly enough time to really get, really, well, not obviously get to grips with it, because
Hmm.
we're playing it live, so you have to be to grips with it. But like being like tour tight, or being that kind of well toured machine, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not a lot of shows, and we're like, yeah, it's definitely there. And I mean, I love playing the kind of old bangers, because it's, coming from like the fan side of it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just great fun. And like, I mean, to be honest, like, was I'm a massive fan of Jamie's vocals still. I was
yeah,
gutted when he left, and I hope he progresses on to doing something new, because he's an
yeah.
incredible vocalist. And I've learned a lot from him, and I will every show do my best to do those tracks justice for the fans, and obviously for him as well. So
That's great to hear. So we'll continue on with that kind of thing. I want to obviously we've had those two singles already.
yeah.
Have you guys kind of like stuck with the same kind of sound throughout the album, or have you got some more experimental stuff? Obviously, like
um
we've had some bands coming out with like some more really experimental things this year? I mean, you've got what Bring Me the Horizon, that kind of stuff, but is
Yeah.
it going that way, or are you kind of like sticking to the metal?
I mean, it's to be honest, like my big thing with the band was there needs to be some sort of progression. You know, you don't want to write the same album again and all that sort of stuff. So I
Yeah.
think there's aspects where I've kind of not like I've just pushed for like them to kind of push their writing
Mhm.
style and stuff like that. So like yeah, there's
Okay.
definitely a different vibe to a couple
Yeah.
of the tracks. And some
Can
of
I?
them are a bit more progressive in that sense.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like I think especially with this album, the writing is a bit more fine tuned. Like the
Okay.
guys have, you know, they're structuring all like the riffs and stuff like that. It's not, you know, it doesn't feel to me like there's any filler. It's all just like bangers and
Nice and
anthemic,
polished.
heavy hitting, you know, like yeah, bangers. And I really feel that we, you know, the band's sound hasn't changed too much.
Okay.
It's just kind of developed and kind of taken on like my strengths as well,
Yeah.
which is kind of key. It's what you want, really.
It's good that they've obviously absorbed you as part of the band properly. Then
Yeah,
in that case,
yeah, totally.
going with the album, is there any like collaborations or anything we can hope to listen out for at all on there? Anything you can let us
No,
know about that at all?
sadly, no
Not this
vocal
time.
collabs or anything like that. No, nothing, not this time. No.
Is there anybody that you'd hope to collab with, and maybe in the future in that case at all?
Oh, who'd? Geez, that's
What's your
a
dream collaboration?
dream collaboration. Probably Chino or
Okay.
from Deftones or
Yeah,
Maynard
yeah.
Tool.
That
That would
sounds
be
pretty amazing.
unreal.
I can
Yeah,
imagine
yeah. Like
Chino
I don't know
fitting
if
in
you know
quite
about.
well, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know about you if you know about the Whitechapel Maynard collaborations or not. I
Oh,
don't know if
not
you'd
sure
like say
actually.
yeah,
I
he did a
like
couple of tracks
Whitechapel's
like
new album though.
yeah, oh yeah. But those but honestly man, like the heavy band like Whitechapel and then a little bit of like Maynard over the top, like
Mhm.
it blows my mind. But yeah, something along those lines. But obviously they're superstars, so I don't know where that's probably never gonna happen.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah,
Um, let's have a bit of a fun one. So, if you weren't in Heart of a Coward,
yeah.
what job would you be doing in real life?
What job would I be doing in real life? I mean,
Yeah.
I have a job
Okay. Do
already.
you have to do something separately on the side, or?
Yeah. We all work on the side.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, what would my dream job be, or something like
Yeah,
that,
we'll
or
go with
just
that. Yeah.
anything? Yeah, cool. I think I don't know. I've always had like the dream, you know, being like one of those people that like a I can't remember, like not like a conservationist, but like an aquamarine conservationist. So all your job
Oh,
is to like deep sea dive in some coral reef in the middle of nowhere on some island, and then that's your job to go and check that that's all good, and you just
yeah.
get paid to do that. I think that would be the absolute dream.
So, are you like really, really like into the environmental side of things then
Well,
as
I mean,
well?
obviously,
Are you?
yeah, I think you'd be stupid not to be. Really, I think
Yeah.
it's a very important thing. But yeah, I just think as in like just an awesome job necessarily. That's not necessarily like obviously the environment is massively important and global warming and all that sort of stuff. But just as in like a sick job of being like, okay, cool. What am I doing today? Oh, I'm on a
Yeah.
beach. I'm diving in crystal seas. You know, all that sort of thing. I think that'd be pretty cool.
To say, especially obviously with all the protests have been going on as well in London recently. I don't know if
Yeah,
you've had a chance to
yeah,
see them recently.
yeah,
Have you
sure.
been in them at all, or?
No, I wasn't involved in them, but yeah, obviously I saw what happened. Yeah,
It's very, very crazy.
yeah.
We'll continue with the fun ones then. In that case,
Go on. Go on.
most important thing at the moment. So obviously, the two big moments in media at the moment.
Yeah.
What would you do to the person who spoils Marvel Endgame or Game of Thrones for you?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'm actually going to see Endgame over the weekend, so
Lucky.
don't say anything. Nah,
Oh, don't
what
worry,
would I
I'm still
do to?
working myself.
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, I don't know. It depends in what context. Like, you know, if it was an online spoiler or something like that. I mean, I just if anybody's talking about it, I just scroll straight past it. But if it was in person and they walked up to me and then like, you know, just went like, oh, this is how it ends. I don't know. I'd probably like I don't know, rugby tackle them and slap them or something like that. I don't know. It's quite a hard question, but yeah, I think it would
Meet me in
definitely
the
be,
pit.
yeah, yeah. It would definitely be some sort of like, yeah, aggressive reaction. throw my
Okay.
drink over them or something like that. Depends. It depends. Totally depends on the situation.
um, we'll go back to the album for a minute. I just
Cool.
wanted to ask, what is the biggest obstacle you've kind of had to overcome with this particular album? Obviously, working on it as your first like album with Heart of a Coward. Is there anything
Mm.
that you've had to really struggle with, and how have you overcome that?
I mean, I don't think there wasn't anything that we really like struggled with. I think the biggest obstacle was us all working together as a creative unit, and going back to the audition process, which is why I think it was such a good thing, was that one of the processes was that we wrote a track together before the
Oh,
guys
cool.
decided or anything like that. So I think the key
Okay.
thing for them was how we gelled musically, and
Yeah.
the best part about that was it just instantly clicked. You know, like some of the ideas that I came up with, the guys absolutely like they really liked, and then
Yeah.
all this sort of thing. So when we were writing the album, like it was very open. You know,
Okay.
no idea was ignored, no idea was, like everything was kind of pulled apart, developed, rewritten, all this sort of stuff. So like
Yeah.
everybody was kind of putting their points across and trying to get get the best out of the band, get the best out of the song.
Okay.
And I think that was kind of the biggest obstacle for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't feel like a challenge because it felt quite natural for us to all just work together and just kind of be honest with each other about sections and different ideas, and kind of like, okay, this chorus needs to be better, or like this riff needs to be better, and all this sort of stuff. So it's kind of like just working together to get the best out of the song and write the best album. I think that's absolutely key. But yeah, I'd say that was probably the biggest obstacle. But it
Okay.
after a while, once we got into the groove of it, it definitely didn't feel like a challenge. We just creating and working like really well together.
You guys have
and
gelled pretty
and we're
well.
all super proud of kind of what we've created as well. So it's good.
That's good to hear, because you never
And I
want
was
to put out
surprised
something
about
you're
that
not
because
happy with.
I was surprised. I was really surprised how it all just clicked really well, and it's kind of made us more of like a tighter kind of friendship unit as well, just because everybody's open and honest with each other, which is great. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, from that, have you the song that you guys ended up writing for that audition? Is that going to be featured on the album as well?
it's Drown in Ruin.
That's Drowned in Ruin.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
Not a bad
It's
release
been
then for you,
it's
really.
developed a little bit. Yeah, it's developed a little bit since that initial demo. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
Drown in Ruin. Yeah.
That's your like main essence really on the album, would you say then? That's like
Um.
is that your main
Well,
one that you're proud of, or?
oh, what Drown? Oh, what my favorite sort of tracks, or just as in?
Yeah, would you say that's
Okay.
are you the most proud of that one, or is there another
Oh no,
track that you're
I mean
particularly proud
to be
of?
honest, I'm proud of what we created with the whole album. But if I had like a standout
Hmm.
track or couple of tracks,
Okay.
my favorite track is In the Wake,
Okay.
which is obviously an unreleased track,
Hmm.
and then there's two other tracks which are just like heavy anthemic bangers, which is Suffocate and Parasite. They're
Fantastic.
just like super heavy, but just got the like good choruses and good riffs, which is key.
Excited to hear that then in that case.
Yeah.
And lastly, obviously you're going out on tour. I think it's in July, isn't it? To
June.
support the album. Is it June? Sorry, June.
Yeah,
You're going to
that's all
be
good.
with Any Given Day, aren't you? As
Yeah,
well. Is that correct?
and Lock and Key. Yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
That's not the old Lock and Key that I went to see years ago, is it?
yeah. They've just kind of reformed.
Oh, no way. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
I've got one of
yeah.
their shirts in my drawers somewhere. Anyway,
Dig it
I
out,
wanted to say,
come to a show.
I'm gonna have to get that out. That's mad.
Yeah,
Is there anywhere in particular that you're really excited to play on this tour then?
yeah. I mean, so for me, it's the London show,
Okay, yeah,
Underworld, Underworld. I'm really looking
that'll
forward
be
to, and
huge.
it'd be just because it's such a um important venue within
Mhm.
the live scene in the UK.
It is indeed.
It's pretty big, and the fact that we're kind of headlining there and it'll be the album release is huge. So yeah, that's definitely something that I'm kind of very looking forward to. And also like Glasgow, that I think I love playing in Scotland anyway, just because the crowds are mental and the people are awesome. So I think I'm quite looking forward to that. It's just going to be rowdy and just good fun. So I think the whole tour is going to be great. So yeah, it should be good.
Fantastic. And lastly, is there anything else you want to say to the listeners and the fans at all before we sign off?
Just thank you. Check out The Disconnect. If you make it to a show, come say hi. If not, yeah, stream the album, do what you will. but yeah, enjoy life.